นะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะสาธุ Hello everyone. Hello Isabel. Good morning. Hello to you all that's watching now. My name is Bhikkhuni Khemavamsi from Thailand. Sorry for the late, like 2 minutes late because I just found out that there was something wrong with the presentation. Actually there are 15 slides, 14 slides, but now I just got, only 6. And I tried like many times, but they only show just 6, so I'm not sure about that. So we're gonna, maybe today we're not gonna rely on the presentation. Okay. Hello Greg. Hello Mike. Today's topic, we're gonna discuss the greatest blessings, a guide to auspicious living. It's from Maṅgala Sutta. I'm not sure that you've heard about Maṅgala Sutta or not, but it's very famous sutta because it's included in the, Paritta. Have you heard about Paritta? Paritta means like when you chant for the auspicious ceremony. For example, you just build your house and you invite the monastic and then, chant in your house. Or when you want, for your birthday. In Thailand, especially in Thailand, when it's your birthday, right? Then people, most of them, they're gonna go to the temple and then, offer things to the monastery, to the monastic people, and then we're gonna chant Palitta. It's just like to give blessing. Hello, Yankee Apple. Hello, Maria. To give blessing to people, right? And Paritas mean to protect. They're gonna be like 7 Parita is like the short one, like the 7 sutra. They're all the sutra about like protection, like good fortune, about prevent the fire. It's all from the Shataka, is all from the Tipitaka, right? But about protection, they have like the 7 Parita, 12 Parita, like the long and the short one. But even in the short one, we're gonna chant the Maṅgala Sutta because it's like to give blessing to the people. But if we look closely, if we dive into the meaning, the true meaning of the sutra, then we can understand the greatest blessing is actually the thing that you can do it on your own. You don't have to ask for the monastic people to, can you chant the sutta for me? So I'm gonna have, a good life, a successful life, or auspicious life. But if you look closely to the meaning, to the content inside the sutra, then you know that it's something that if you practice, if you do it yourself, you can make your own life auspicious, blessed. Hello Manal, hello Divya, Wantami Ayya. Okay, so let's start. As I mentioned, there's something wrong with the presentation. I tried to upload many times. Actually, there are 14 slides, but now there's just only 6 slides. So here is the Maṅgala Sutta, the discourse on blessings. Once the Blessed One was dwelling at Anathapindika Monastery in Jeta's Grove near Savatthi. Then a certain deity in the late hours of the night approached the Blessed One. Normally, when we read the we can see in the Tipitaka, like um, in the daytime, the Buddha, the Blessed One, taught lay people and monastic people, right? But in the late hours of the night, it's gonna be like the period for the deity, for the deva. So if we read a lot of the sutta, then we're gonna know like, okay, this is like in the daytime it's gonna be for the people, for the human being, and for the nighttime gonna be the moment for the deities. So at that time, a certain deity in the late hours of the night approached the Blessed One, illuminating the entire Jeta's grove with his radiance. He approached the Blessed One, paid homage, and stood to one side. Standing there, he addressed the Blessed One with the verse. Oh, here, something missing here. Okay, so I'm gonna read to you. The deity said, "Many gods and men yearning after good have pondered on the questions of blessings. Pray, tell me the greatest blessing." So the deity, came to the Buddha and asked, like, what is the greatest blessing? Because if we read in the commentary, many gods, up there in the heaven realm, oh, and also men, in the, before the Buddha's time, they have pondered, they have, like, try to think, what is the blessing? How can I make the blessing? What are the greatest blessings? So after they discuss for a long, long time, and even, in the heaven realm, they discuss about this, and the Deva, the king of the Deva, Sakka, Deva Rasha, the king of the Deva named Sakka, he said like, why don't we go and ask the Buddha? So they have like the representative, like, to go and then ask the Buddha on behalf of the Deva, of all the deity. He asked, many gods and men yearning after good have pondered on the questions of blessing. Pray, tell me the greatest blessing. And then the Buddha said, not to associate with fools. This is number one. Two, to associate with the wise, and to honor those who are worthy of honor. This is the greatest blessing. So in this sutra, in this discourse, gonna be like, one chunk, one, like, okay, 3 or maybe 4 group of blessing. And then the Buddha gonna conclude like, for this one, not to associate with the fools, to associate with the wise, and to honor those who are worthy of honor. Each is the greatest blessing. And altogether, we're gonna learn 38 blessings. So the first one, very interesting. The Buddha, first mentioned not to associate with the fools. If you associate, if you, like, make friends, or if you like, like, encounter a lot with the fools, then it's easier for you, to go with them, go with the flow, like, like, behave like them, work like them, or think like them, have the mindset like them. So if you have the mindset, have the view, the belief like the fools, then the speech, the action, the effort, everything in your life gonna be just like the fools. So the Buddha raised this as the first one, the greatest blessing. If now you not associate yourself with the fools, this is considered the greatest blessings already. So it's the blessing that you can make yourself. It's up to you. But here, it doesn't mean like, okay, that person, like, they're bad. you know. So I don't talk to him. It's not like that. The Buddha said, don't associate yourself, but if you can have compassion toward that person, you have compassion, but try not to associate with them. You can help, you can have the loving kindness, you can have the compassion, but not associate, not, like hang around with them, go to the party with, or, chit chat with, or, like live your life with them. But instead, number two, try to associate yourself with the wise. Try to go and then consult with the master, with the teacher, with someone who is, higher. So you might ask, like, how can we judge? How can we differentiate? Not try to say judge. How can we differentiate? How can we, tell apart who are the wise, who are the fools, right? So the Buddha mentioned in the Kalyana Mitta, or the good friends, that okay, maybe you can differentiate them by, like the precept, like the moral conduct, or maybe if they are wiser, if they have the higher wisdom, if they have the higher ethics, higher moral conduct, if they have the higher faith, if they have the, I'm not sure what is it, like higher, like higher, like good quality, higher than you, then they're considered like the wise. According to the Buddha, like you try to follow the path of the Buddha. And if that person can follow the path of the Buddha and, like train more than you, or have the higher wisdom, precepts, and then concentration, and then faith, then okay, try associate with that group of people. Okay. And then number three, honor those who are worthy of honor. The Buddha say, like, okay, you have to be wise to know who are worthy of honor. So sometimes you don't know yourself, so try to associate with the wise, right? And then they're gonna say, like, okay, this person, maybe you can, have the loving kindness, have all the compassion, but try to stay away, like don't hang around with them that much. And then, like, okay, maybe, okay, then I should stay away. And oh, this one, that person, they're very good, they're very good teacher, they're, like they are the noble disciple, for example. You should honor that person, and then you can, like follow what the wise say. Okay, this is the first one, the first group. Next, to reside in a suitable place, environment. See, it's not that hard to follow, right? Number four, to reside in a suitable place. What is it, the suitable place? Like, you try to put yourself in the good environment. Sometimes you cannot find the new house. Sometimes, like, but here it doesn't mean like only the house. It means like when you go and work, associate with the good, try to be around with the good environment. Why? Because the good environment, the good people gonna shape, has many impact, has an effect on the mindset. And the mindset is very important, right? Just like in the Noble Eightfold Path, number one, right view. If you have the right view, right belief, then everything is gonna be, like in the right direction. Right view, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration, and then right wisdom, and then right liberation. So it's all start with the right view. And how to have the right view? Associate with the right people, the wise one, and try to place yourself in the suitable environment, suitable place. gonna help, right? Number 5, to have done meritorious actions in the past. You do good deeds. But what about in the past? Here, kata punyata is in Pali language. Kata punyata, punya, meritorious actions, kata, you have done that. Like every second consider the past, right? Now you're gonna say like, okay, now it's 7:17. Oh no, I cannot say like 20 seconds. No, 27 seconds. Oh no. I cannot tell seconds, right? Because it's gonna pass like very quickly. It's gonna be the past. So if you say like, in the past I don't do that much good deeds. No, you can start doing now, because now is not real, right? When I say now, no, it's in the past, because every second in the past already. It means that do the right, do the good deeds. It's just when you collect the money in the bank, right? You just collect the money, and then you have you have like the, like for example, like if you collect the money in the teenagers, right, then you can have like the money to use when you're retired, something like that. So if you doing the good deeds and accumulate it, collect it, and then it's gonna help you now and the future, this life and the next life. Mhm. So number 5, to have done meritorious actions. And number 6, set oneself on the right course. The Buddha said, these are the greatest blessing. Set yourself in the right course. You know what is right and what is wrong. How? How can I know what is right and what is wrong? Associate with the wise, to have good friends. And then they're going to tell you, this is not good. Nah, you shouldn't do that. Gonna cause harm. Gonna make you suffer more. Do this. This is the right direction, the right course. Set yourself on the right course. This is very important. Why? Because sometimes you have good friends. You surrounded yourself with the good people and the good environment, right? But I think you can relate this. But sometimes I don't want to do that. You know, I know doing good deeds is okay. I know to have loving kindness is good. To have compassion is good. But now I want to do this. I don't want to do that just yet. So it's important for you to, surround yourself with the good people, good environment, but set yourself, have the intention to follow and to walk the right path as well. And if you can do this, even, just the 6 blessings, the Buddha said this is the great blessing. So here, still to point out the importance of this discourse is that when you learn the meaning, when you learn the true content of the discourse, it's kind of, like cheer you up that you don't have to ask for the blessing from someone else. You don't have to pray for good things to happen. Make your own blessing. Make your life a blessing. How to follow this? So now we finished number 6, right? Next, number 7, great learning and skill in work. See, the Buddha doesn't, like talk only, like renunciation, celibacy or something like that. The Buddha teach every one of us, lay people, monastic people, everyone. And the Buddha mentioned, the greatest blessing is how you have to have the great learning and skill in work. So you can, make a living, have the earning and make a living. You can live the life with the like be wealthy, in worldly wealthy, as well as the um, holy life wealth or something like that. So you have to, walk together. See, for example, like you, like maybe you're not the monastic, but you are the lay people, right? So you have to make the living as well. You have to, you know, pay for the rent, take care of your whole family and yourself, right? So you need to have the learning and skill in work in order to support yourself and them. And together, like cultivate the wholesome qualities and, train yourself in the holy life, something like that. So the Buddha said, great learning and skill in work is the greatest blessing. Here's me also mean like to be educated, like be educated, and to have a vocation, you have a career, you have the knowledge, you have the skill. This is very important to address that. The duty the Buddha mentioned about the duty of the parents toward the children, that the parents should, you know, give education, should support the education to the children, because children would, they're not gonna stay with the parents for, like their entire life, right? They're gonna have their own like work, their own, job and career to support their own life and their family in the future. So it's important for the parents to, like support, education or skill for them as well. Number 8, to be well trained in one's chosen field. See, it's about learning and skill in work and also to be well trained. Oh, actually, I forgot to give you the link. I'm sorry. Yesterday, like the presentations doesn't work for me. Like I cannot upload. So yeah, you can read in the link that I have attached. And number 9, to speak words that are well spoken. You know, you can do your job well, it's good, it's called the greatest blessing, and bring all the income and all the wealth, and you can support and you can, make your life, like happy in the worldly life, right? And also about the speech, to speak words that are well spoken, good and beneficial, useful, not useless, useful, kind. You speak words that are, like kind words, not harsh words, right? And something that is useful to help people, and like just talk the, yeah, well spoken. This is the greatest blessing. Next, to support mother and father, to share partner and children. So some, like in the past there were Thai, like Thai, I think group of them, like group of people, like came to consult, like they said like they want to ordain as the monastic, but they still have to take care of their own parents because they're old and, sick. So it's hard for them to, to like they want to ordain, but they still have the responsibility to support, to take care of the, old and sick parents. And they came to ask the monastic, came to ask me like, how can I, like make peace in here? Because I want that, but I cannot do that. I want to ordain, but I cannot ordain now. And I gave them, because not just one person, like many of them, I gave them this Maṅgala Sutta. See, to support mother and father, to support partner and children is also the greatest blessing, the Buddha said. So if now you have like the old and sick parents, support them first. And then after that, you can, come and then ordain. Actually, it's not about the costume, right? It's not about, shaving your head and wear this robe. It's not like that. Actually, when you support your mother and father at home, or your parents, or your partner, or your children, you can practice at home, right? So try to balance your life. Everyone has a different life, right? And different, like factors for them. So try to balance and not suffer inside. So after they say like, oh, to support parents is actually the greatest blessing, right? So now, if you cannot ordain, you can practice at home. Make your home a temple. Make your home a monastery, or make your heart a monastery. It's not about the place, it's not about the structure, it's not about the robe, but it's about the mind. If you practice the mind wherever that where you practice the mind is actually the monastery, right? So they say like, oh, okay, now I can do my, what I should do first, right? But for some people, they're lucky enough to, like to ordain, and then parents come to stay near them in the monastery, that they're lucky, right? Or someone, look after the parents for them, that's different case. So now like to support mother and father, to support partner and children is actually the greatest blessing as well. And also this is very important for you as a lay people. The Buddha said, to complete a task within the desired time frame or to a satisfactory level is the greatest blessing. In translation, in English translation, they use the word to have a job without stress. But in Thai translation, there's more than that. Not only have a job without stress, because the job, the work is inevitable, to come with the stress, right? It's actually you have to, like train the mind, to let go of things like that. But actually in Thai translation, this is very interesting because, there's some difference between the English and Thai translation. But in Pali language, and also in Thai translation, they use the word like to complete a task. In Thai, they use การงานไม่ข้างค้าง You can complete the task, so you don't have to worry about the task. You don't have to worry about the job. So it means like you can complete your job within the time frame or to a satisfactory level. Okay, this is it. If they give me the job and they want it today and I can do it today, okay, I'm happy. This is the blessing for me. Or if they say like, okay, 7 days you have to complete it, and you can complete it within 7 days, that is the blessing. So here, like for us, but how can we, with a long like job, right? Maybe just like 1 month. So like you don't in Thai they have the word like ดินพอกหางหมูsay you don't like piling over and over, piling up the job. No, you try to clear the job, and when you can clear the job, it's the blessing, right? Just like when I used to work, like when we work, right? When we can complete one job, like, oh, I've done this like for 1 month, and then now it's completed. It's the blessing for me, something like that. Next, the Buddha said, generosity, righteous conduct, helping relatives, and blameless action. This is the greatest blessing. I'm sorry if the, like there's like the sound of the rain outside. It's actually raining quite hard outside. Mm. So yeah, generosity is actually the greatest blessing. If you can be generous to yourself and to others, blessing. If you can, practice the righteous conduct, you know what is good and you practice it. If you can practice it, greatest blessing. And also helping relatives. So it's mean like the Buddha said, help people around you because we live, for example, like for you, like the lay people, right? You still live among parents, partner, children, and relatives, right? So if you alone come and seek happiness, but they still suffer, the Buddha said, balance. Helping, support parents, support partner, children, helping relatives, and at the same time, be generous, follow the righteous conduct, and have the blameless action. When you do things, think, consider before you take action. It's gonna be blame. Should it is it good or is it bad? Is it wholesome or unwholesome? Is it the blameless actions or not? If there are blameless actions, then okay, I'm gonna do that. And if you can follow this is the greatest blessing. Next, here I have the slides already. Next, to seek and abstain from evil. If you can have the blameless action, be able to cease and abstain from evil, restrain from intoxicants, and to be diligent in practicing the Dhamma. This is the greatest blessings. Reverence, respect, humble, contentment, gratitude, and the timely hearing of the Dhamma. This is the greatest blessing. Here, the word humble, but this is English, right? But in Pali, I love this word in Pali. In Pali, they use the word niwato. Niwato. Wata. Watas mean wind. Ni, like without, like take out, something like that. So just, like niwato in Pali language, right? So watas mean wind, right? Being humble mean like take out the wind when you feel arrogant, right? You can see the arrogant person, right? When you feel it, like I'm so good, I'm superior. The body is like expand. But niwato or humble is just like take out the wind, just like humble. So it's automatically like this is like it's like the word that you can see niwato take out the wind, the inside wind element. So it's just like humble, modest, respect, something like that. This is very interesting. So reverence, humble, contentment, gratitude. You feel gratitude like um this is something that I want to share. Like um in our life we encounter many difficulties, right? I have to face many problems, many difficulty, like people, like many things going on. But before we, for example, for me, before I go to bed, right? Taking a shower, just like, okay, rinse all the bad energy, rinse all the bad thoughts, rinse all the bad, like perception, the stress and everything, just rinse it all. Not me, not mine. Wow. it's gone. And then before you go to bed, meditate, right? Meditate, loving kindness, spread out the loving kindness, but actually start with yourself. Ah, I feel gratitude. Wow, I can, like actually see the teachings of the Buddha is like the greatest. Things rise and cease. Things just come and go, just like the wind come and go. Nothing's gonna last. Nothing's gonna last. Good things gonna last. Bad things gonna last. And if we can see that, and if we know that, wow, just let it go. Let it be. Let it flow. Wow, I feel gratitude. I feel so lucky. I'm so lucky that I'm still breathing. I'm still lucky that I have many, still some people that still um trusting me. I still trust myself. I still have faith in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, and I still have faith in what I'm doing. I know it's the right thing, and I feel like gratitude and feel appreciated with many things, and after that meditation, loving kindness meditation, and then spread the love for myself, hug myself, love for myself, and then spread to someone, to many, like every being. And when I do this, it's actually it feels great. Mm. And this is the blessing, sleep with the blessing, right? And also the Buddha mentioned here the timely hearing of the Dhamma, just like you listen to the Dhamma a lot, right? So it's the blessing. Next, patience or perseverance is actually considered the greatest blessing. Patience in the contact, the heat, the cold, the something pleasant or unpleasant. Patience to and perseverance. You know what? This is the right effort. This is the right thing to do. And then, okay, have energy, be patient, and then go through that. Obedience. You follow the words of the Buddha. You follow the words of the wise one. You be obedient. Associate with the monks, with the monastic, and discussing the Dhamma on timely occasion. The Buddha said this is the greatest blessing. So when you associate yourself with the wise, with the monastic, and how to associate with the monastic, go and then ask the Dhamma, discuss the Dhamma. This is the greatest blessing. And then self-restraint, living with honesty, seeing the noble truth, and realization of Nibbana. This is the greatest blessing. So if you notice from the first one, not to associate with the fools, associate with the wise, and after that, you can notice that start from the easiest, and it's easiest, this easy one, easy, 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 and then more like no harder, right? Now it's kind of harder, go and discuss Dhamma. It's kind of harder to, self-restrain. It's kind of harder to see the noble truth. If you see the noble truth, it's actually mean like you are, like you can use the noble truth in your daily life. When you see things in your life, you see that, oh, that is the problem, that's suffering, problems. Try to find the cause of the problem, cause of suffering. What do you need? What do you desire? What do you want? And how to handle that wanting, that greed, something like that. Or if you work, and then, okay, this is the problem arise. What is the cause of the problem? Maybe because of the employee, something like that. You know that it's gonna be the way out. right? It's going to be the solution of the problem. How? Find a way out of the problem. So if you can see the noble truth, it means you can use the noble truth in your daily life. And if you can practice it, if you can do this, it's actually the greatest blessing, because you can solve the problem, and you can be mindful and with the wisdom, with the right wisdom, and then you can, solve the problems. Because now when we live, even inside the monastery, in your house, in your work place, and many places, there are many problems, right? But if you can be mindful and use the right wisdom, you can solve all the problems. Mm. And see, the realization of nibbana, this is like, if you have the realization of nibbana, you're the arahantship, you actually, attain the right liberation. So you can see, like, start from the easy one, and then, harder and harder. And what else? Not finished yet, but there's no more slides presentation. Next, the Buddha said, the mind unshaken by the ups and downs of life. If you face the ups and downs in your life, in Pali they use the word loka tham, things that gonna, stay with the world. You're gonna experience it. You're gonna face that. What are they? They are eight. Gain. Sometimes you gain wealth. You have money. And then sometimes you lost. Gain, loss, fame. Sometimes you have fame. Oh, new promotion. Wow. New director. Wow. New, higher level in your work, right? Fame. But sometimes obscurity, no fame. One day you got promoted. Next month, maybe you got, fired, right? So it's normal thing. It's like ups and downs in your life. And then blame. Sometimes, even though you don't do anything bad, anything wrong, but they're gonna, gossip you. They're gonna talk bad to you. It's normal. And sometimes people praise you, ups and downs, opposite. And then happiness and pain or suffering. This is the ups and downs in life that is normal. Not only you, not only me, but even the Buddha experienced these eight. Even the Buddha, someone gossip the Buddha, someone talk bad to the Buddha, right into his face, like for 7 days straight. And the Buddha, he can endure that. Right? So if the mind is not shaken by the ups and downs of life, this is the greatest blessing. But is it hard, right? So it's, it's in the, like, not in the first part, but in, like the later part. Next, without sorrow. If you can be without sorrow, stainless, no more guilt, no more blame, and secure self, this is the greatest blessing. And the last three, this is the last one, secure. Those who have fulfilled all these, the Buddha said, are everywhere undefeated. You are actually the winner. But if you are able to be without sorrow, stainless, pure, perfected, secure, no more afraid of everything and self, it actually means you reach nirvana, nibbana, the right liberation. And the Buddha said, those who have fulfilled all these 38 blessings are everywhere undefeated and attain happiness everywhere. These are the greatest blessing. So these are all the 38 blessings that the Buddha um, told the deity that if you want the blessing, you follow this. And it's something that you can make your life auspicious, make your life a blessing. It's up to you. It's actually, depends on your actions. So this sutra emphasize um, the practical aspect of living, right? The Buddha combine the work life, like the life with the family around you, and also the holy life. So emphasize the practical aspect of life, of the blessed life. Mm. And it's something that you can make it yourself. If you want to have a good life, a successful life, make it yourself. Karma is mean action. If you do it, if you embrace these teachings and follow it, then your life is actually considered a true blessing. Okay, and that's it for the discourse. So now is the question and answer. Hello, Jay Bowen. Hello, Shayanta Fernando. Good morning, Aya. Jim McCarty said, good afternoon from Ireland. Thank you for your kindness and teaching. Namo Apitapat, right? From Tu Somin O Amaranta. Dhamma said, good morning, Aya. So happy to see you full of energy. Yeah, today I'm kind of full of energy and excited to share the Dhamma. I hope you fully recover. Actually, I'm fully recover. Thank you very much, Dhamma. Hello, Pumika. Sarah asks, hello, Sarah. Dear Aya, if the first noble truth needs to be fully understood and the third noble truth needs to be fully realized, what is the difference between understood and realized here? To be understood, two kinds to be like all round understood. For the five aggregates, mean like I'm gonna mention about this first. The five aggregates, the actually 11. There's 11 category, like the good, bad, superior, inferior, near, far, um, inside, outside, past, present, and future. There are many things. So the first noble truth needs to be understood like sometime. For example, if you're sick, then you understand like, oh, rupa, the form, is all suffering. We suffer because of the birth, chata pachaya, chara maranang soka pariteva, many things, right? Because we are born already. So we have to face the aging, sickness, and then, sorrow, lamentation, many suffering comes after birth, right? Like for now, for example, like for now, I'm sick. Now I see. Now I see the suffering. Oh, but that person, wow, the person is so healthy. Wow, they can run like that. Oh, they're gonna go or Olympic thing, something like that. I want to be like that person. That means not fully understood. Why? Because these five aggregates, this form, rupa, and that just the same. But sometimes people understand just one part, but not all. Oh, now I can see like, it's my feeling is not gonna last. Oh, your feeling is not gonna last. Oh, but that person, my master, true happiness from meditation gonna be, like permanent, something like that. So it's not all round, not fully understand. So the Buddha said the first noble truth needs to be fully understood, that all five aggregates that coming from the many factors, the form, rupa, vehana, sanya, sankhara, vinyana, this, that, past, present, future, good, bad, inferior, superior, many things. That actually 11 category. Just the same. If you can understood, and this is, in the for the first noble truth, right? But the third noble truth needs to be fully realized. They use the word realize. I think I'm not sure the Pali, but realize mean that the nibbana, the third noble truth, nibbana, right? It's actually there, but you need to reach. It's there, but you don't see, you don't realize, you don't see that. Why? Because of avisha, ignorance, cloud the mind. You still have doubt, you still have greed, have anger, hatred, delusion, ignorance. It cloud the mind, so you cannot see and you cannot reach that. So, as in the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutra, the discourse of the Dharma wheel, the Buddha said the third noble truth needs to be fully realized. How? Follow the fourth noble truth, right? The noble eightfold path, and then try to like what's it called, like try to abandon like unwholesome qualities, abandon, train yourself, train the mind, until you reach the nibbana, the state of no more greed, no more hatred, no more delusion or ignorance, avisha, and then you're gonna reach the. It's actually the Putthathasa Bhikkhu. He said like actually we can experience the glimpse of the nirvana in real life. For example, when you sit still, are you angry now? No. Do you need anything? Do you want anything? Do you have any desire? Mm, no. Actually, in the meditative state of mind and with the wisdom, I have the wisdom. I'm mindful now and I feel free. I feel liberated, free, light. Actually, that moment, the Putthathasa Bhikkhu, the very renowned monk in Thailand, but he passed away a long, long time ago. He said, this is the experience that it's just like the glimpse of nirvana that you can experience in your real life. Just the state that no hatred, no greed, with wisdom, mindful, and you feel, wow, it's actually light. And yeah, as the Buddha said, Nibbanang Paramang Sukhang, the nirvana is the supreme happiness because no hate, no greed, and with mindful, 100% mindful, and then with wisdom. Hello, Richard. Che Bowen said, are monastic allowed to go look after their sick parents without disrobing? Yes, of course. For some people that their parents still need them to take care of them, like you should take care of me first as a lay people. Do not ordain now. And sometimes in that case they have to like do that, right? And then just like ท่านกอเขาสวนหลวง is very famous lay woman in Thailand who actually they said they claim not herself but people like the highest like, revere in Thailand they said like this is Arahant. She passed away a long time ago. She's actually the lay woman who reached maybe Anakhami or the Arahant like Nirvana. She said she wanted to ordain for a long time, but she need to take care of her parents first. She waited until her parents all died, and then she ordained. Not ordained, she just the lay woman, but she wear like the brown clothes, and then practice, and she reached the high level of the noble disciple. In that case they can do that, but for some people the parents say like, oh, you go and ordain, for example like me, that you go and ordain here for my parents. My sister gonna take care of my parents, and my parents move to stay next to the monastery. But for some people like me, like, okay, when our parents sick, we are allowed to go. The Buddha allow us to go and take care of the parents without disrobing. It's very common. We can see like the male like the bhikkhu, the male monk, right? To go and look after his mother, even though she is the lady, right? His mother, but as the monk, as a son, in that case, he can take care. He can, like support everything. He can touch the mother. The Buddha said, it's like the exception. Hello, the 552. Sarah, thank you. It's always so enjoyable to hear your teaching. Another question is how to accept others as they are instead of using your own standards to fit them. How to accept others, right? Instead of using your own standard to fit them. It's just like you have to admit the truth that we are all different, right? We come from different background, different, root, different belief, different, like upbringing. Even the twins, they are born, they're just different, right? So if we understand like we all different, they're just like that. We cannot change them. Even myself, I cannot change myself. I want to be like this. I want to be, like slow talking person. I love to, like, because I speak very fast. Even in Thai, I'm gonna speak quite fast because I think quite fast. So speak very. I try to speak like slow and slower. So, but I cannot change that, right? So, how to accept others as they are? You have to admit that we all different. It's just like the trees. Even though we just the same species, but we're different. So, yeah, if we see that just the five aggregates, we're different perception. This is very important. Um, just like if I say the word fish, right? Perception, the memory of each individual is just different. Some people like this kind of fish, that kind of fish, maybe fish in the bowl, fish swimming in the pond, fish swimming in the ocean, the big fish, the whale. We're just different. So yeah, if we can accept that, and we have to, sometimes we forget about this, right? That we all different. We with a different perception. Sometimes when I say this, like use like the exact sentence, this person understand like this. Ah, you you mean this, right? But another person understand like differently. It's just like, why? I use the same exact word. Just sit in front of me and I speak clearly, but they understand like differently. But if I try to, why can't you understand me? Now you're 60 years old, you have to understand me. Am I, say clearly enough? They say like, the perception, the memory, the hearing capacity, many factors. Yeah, so try to like, yeah. Jay Bowen said, part of your answer remind me of the story of Katikara, the potter, who couldn't ordain because he looked after his parents but still became an akakami on and returned. Oh, yes, yes. Greg said, I think it's easier to accept others if they are less clinging. Yes, of course. And also, um, it's like we are so used to judge, right? Like for me, we I like if we don't train ourselves, it's gonna be so easy to judge like why cannot you understand me? Maybe you blah blah blah. So if you use your standard, like what is the standard anyway? It's just your thinking, your perception, your like, right? So if you say like, okay, this is your standard, that person has their own standard as well. So if we understand like, yeah, we all different. It's just the perception, it's just the sensation, memory, it's just the feeling, it's just many factors. It's gonna be, if it's gonna be, life's gonna be much more happier if you don't, have this standard to, like put this person into one category or something like that. Mm. Hmm. This actually reminds me of one of the sutra. I can't remember the name or like but I remember that I'm not sure the Pamokhalana, verbal Mokhalana or verbal Sariputta. He said that, you know, why all the Sangha, why all the monastic people looks beautiful when they stay together. It's just like when you um arrange the what's it called in English, like do the flowers, put the flower in the vase. If you put just one flower in the vase, okay, it's beautiful. But if you mix yellow, pink leaf, like green leaf, and then this, brown stick, and then purple little like daisy, and many kinds of flowers, many colors of the flowers put in one vase, it looks much more beautiful, right? It's just the same thing. If we like, oh, they're beautiful in their own way, but when we together in one, um yeah, one group, one sangha, one community, it's more beautiful, just like different flowers in one vase. This is from one sutra. But there need to be like certain like structure, or like like how to come together. Mm. That's more like in Vinaya, like the conduct. And also Isabel asks, is there a cutoff age for ordination? What about if you are married? No, there's no cutoff age. Some place has this, like specific age. For example, like I don't know, like I think heard like 60 years old for some place, but most of the places no more, no cut off age. If you want to ordain at 70, it's up to you, but make sure that you are still, you know, healthy enough to, like take care of yourself and practice, Um, Hi Ing, right? If we constantly do good deeds, can our good deeds eradicate or stop our bad karma from ripening in our present life? Um, Stop our bad karma. I'm not gonna say the word stop, but it's gonna be like it. Just like if you do like more good deeds, the good deeds can, um, it's like the closing factor. If you do this good deed, you still enjoy your good consequence. Yeah, action and consequence, right? Like now you're enjoying good consequence, and then you do good deeds, good deeds, good deeds. It's just like the closing factor for it to, happen like this. But if you like, okay, do you have done good deeds in your past, in your maybe past life or in this life, but you stop doing good deeds, it's gonna, give the uh um I just can't think of the word, another factor for the bad consequence to arise instead of the good consequence, something like that. It cannot stop, but it's gonna, like just provide the closing factor for it to happen. Some people, I don't know, in the Western, but in Thailand, people say like, oh, like people in the government or something, they they don't do like good actions. For example, like, I don't say that, but people say like do corrupt things, the corruption and things like that. But why they still enjoy their good life? But you know what? People in that, most of them, I can say that most of them do a lot of merit. They donate a lot. They just, donate, but do not. I don't know that do meditate or not, but I've seen that they donate to like many big temples a lot. So it's just like this is like how they try to now they have like the good fortune, like they try to make, more like the closing factor, more. But eventually you don't have to wait to the next life. Eventually, if people do bad deeds, they're gonna have bad consequence. Bad deeds cannot, you know, the good deed. If you do bad deeds, it's gonna, give the bad consequence eventually. But there are many factors in, the karma law. But it's it's gonna be safer for you to do good deeds. Make it your habit. But it gonna but try not to do good deeds for the sake of, I want good things in return. But do good deeds as the habit, as something like it's normal. Mm. Try to I do good deeds because it's purifying the mind. I do good deeds because it's, like it make me feel um like I think it's something that is nicer to do, something like that. Mm. I hope I answer or your question, Sarah. Mm. Actually, this, the Sarah's question actually is something that happened to me like last year. Sometimes, like oh, this year as well. Sometimes I don't understand like people like why. I thought people ordain because of this because I thought like like the older you are, like the wiser you should be or something like that. I used to think like that, and then like um So I cannot, so I still try, like, hey, I think you should have the precept. I think you should do this, like, at least you should behave well or something like that. But one revere monk said to me, like, sometimes it's not about the age. Sometimes about it's not about like you young or you old. If they don't do that, it's it's their actions. You cannot make people like understand this, do like this. No, people are different. People train differently. People have different, mindset. Even though we in the Buddha Sasana, but still different mindset. And yeah, so after that, I understand like, oh yeah, sometimes, not sometimes, like actually we cannot wish people to be like that because we cannot, change ourselves as well. So I learned to accept people as they are. Like, yeah, if they don't understand, they don't understand. And I just, open heart, talk to them like open heartedly, like, what is the problem? Why? Do I don't, say like clear enough? Do like maybe my voice is not that loud or something like that? What is the problem? Maybe we can, like change, and then we can solve the problem or something like that. What is the cause of suffering? What is the cause of problem? And she's just like, oh, she said like she find it hard to communicate to everyone, not only me. So like, oh, now I see. Some people find it hard to communicate, but they just like they act like they know, but actually they don't know anything. It's just, oh, I actually understand you, but I said like, okay, but actually I understand, and I don't understand you, but I don't know how to say. I don't understand, something like that. It's just like, oh, now I get it. You don't have intention to do that, but actually you don't know how to like process or how to understand or how to communicate. Oh, now I get it. So okay, this is gonna be how to solve the problem when we stay together or something like that. So after that, I learned that, wow, people are different, really different. Yeah. Hai Ing said, I noticed there are Thai monks who smoke. Is it breaking the fifth precept of smoking is addictive and bad for health? Actually, as in the Pali, there is no word for. I think I'm not like expert in Vinaya in the Khanda, but as I have heard, there is no exact word for the smoking. They're only like drinking intoxicants. So smoking, it's it's actually depends on people's interpretation of the word intoxicants. Mm. Because there is no exact word for smoking. Yeah. So actually, weed is it. We have to clarify, like, is it in the intoxicant or make you? We have to clarify. Some in the past, not long ago, like maybe 1 or 2 years ago, they said like, oh, like they can use weed for the monastic to cure the pain or something like for specific disease. But now they say like, no, now we have the new definition of the weed. Like now we know that it's if you do like this procedure is gonna harm you or something like that. So abandon all weed in the temple. Like you cannot smoke weed, you cannot use the weed oil or something like that. So it depends on the interpretation. But for the exact word, no, they don't have that. And if like for some monastery, they said like even coffee. For some monastery, they say coffee is considered breaking the fifth precept because it's something it make you addictive. You know, you addict to coffee. This is that monastery um, definition or interpretation of the fifth precept. But there's no coffee in the Buddha's era, so there's no exact word for the coffee. There's no exact word for the smoking in the fifth precept. So actually, like for me, if you ask me, I'm gonna stick to the Pali word. I'm not gonna, like put more or think more than the Pali word. But if it falls into that categories like intoxicant, like make you mindless, weed make you mindless, then no, no weed, something like that. But smoking, I don't know, but I don't smoke, so I don't know. Cheboen, I think Mokkhalana too, right? Killed by bandits because of his past karma of killing his parents and parents-in-law. Yes. Mokkhalana. Great asks here. Sorry, I don't see. I think verbal Kulimala was an arahant, but he still was killed because of his past bad karma. I think it's Mokkhalana. There are many. I think Mokkhalana, verbal Mokkhalana is the example of the arahant that was killed. I'm not sure about verbal Angulimala, but he still got torture. Verbal Angulimala got torture, like he got like like hit by the stone and things like that because of the karma. So if you reach the arahantship, it doesn't mean that you can break it, you can end the bad karma. It's not like that. You can end the bad karma in case of arahantship. You can end it when you die, parinibbana. But if you're still breathing, if you still have the five aggregates, still have the bad consequence. Yeah, someone throw a rock at Angulimala. Yeah, but as the verbal Mokkhalana, he got killed by the bandits. Yeah, because of his past karma. Mm. Okay, any more question? Um, no more question, right? So yeah, Sarah said, yes, don't set too much expectation on others as well. Not place too much expectation to yourself and to other people. There are many factors that can change. Some people you think like they're not so good, they're not trained well enough, something like that. They can change. They are so good, they are trained so well, they're high in wisdom and virtue. They can change. If that person is arahantship, no change. But if they're still like ordinary people, they can change. Except you are a noble disciple, you cannot change the faith in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. You cannot change the, like have doubt or no doubt. No, gonna have no doubt in the Buddha and Dhamma and Sangha, and then you can, get rid of the wrong view. No change. But if you're still the ordinary people, even practice high in morality, high in wisdom, but if they are still ordinary people, they can change. Okay. Wow, 1 hour and 19 minutes. I hope you learned something great today. And like for all the 38 blessings, and then you can make your life blessing. You can make your life blessed, right? By doing It depends on you. It depends on the intention that I'm gonna follow the words of the Buddha or not. The Buddha did not say like, oh, you want the true blessing, right? You want to be successful in your life, right? Then you go pray. Pray to the Deva, pray to the Buddha. No, the Buddha did not teach that. The Buddha said, do it on your own. Do the good actions, associate with the wise, do not associate with the fool. If you practice this, the Buddha said, this is a great blessing. And if you follow each step, easy, harder, but eventually, if you follow this path, you're gonna reach the nirvana eventually. Thank you everyone for staying tuned, and see you again in 15 days. Thank you everyone. Thank you Jay, Greg, Richard, Isabel, Amaranta, and everyone, like 18 people listening now. Before we go, say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, 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 anumodhami. May you all be well and safe, and may you all follow the teachings of the Blessed One, teaching of the Wise One, and be able to reach the right liberation, right awakening, nirvana, the supreme happiness. Nibbana Paccaya Hotu. Sadhu. Have a good day, everyone.